It's the Miami Dolphins taking on the Seattle.
Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the... And oh, right away, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover. This 2nd and 4. Smith and Jigba in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And this carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, Seahawks. Brandon Cooks. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
On play action, here's Tua. He'll dump this off to Achane. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Daniel Whelan now. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. They run it again with Kamara. And this will be a Seahawks 1st down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Kamara try the right side, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it, but a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That pass complete to Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. Achane on the counter. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. A run straight. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Now he's free at the 35. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they go to work on a 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. Stop short, down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get all the way to the end zone. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. Trying to punch it across with Bush. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. In motion, Hill. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they take over. They'll down. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, able to avoid him. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Got it. Ready? 57, Mike 57. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Locates Claypool on the crossing route. Touchdown! Chase Claypool, 27 yards. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Yeah, the ball is knocked out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was that 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration. You'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Tagovailoa to throw on 2nd down here. And he loses the football a 2nd time. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. He's got the connection to Moore. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
All right, ready, team. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now 1st and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Man, that's a 3rd fumble for him now in this ball game. And you know the old saying, CD, once is a fluke, twice a coincidence, 3 times becoming a pattern.
3 times is a problem in this case because we've seen field goal kickers have days like this, quarterbacks occasionally. But how rare is it for us to see a running back lose it 3 times trying to carry it? And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. On the delay, it's Bush. And this will be a Seahawks 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. Oh, that is well read on the backside. And he'll be met well behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And look at this, the punt team is out there. Somebody better give them the memo that it's 2nd down. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Here's Achane to start the drive. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving. Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the...
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Here's the give to McIntosh. He'll get this to the 40. Sweet little juke in there. Got him some extra yardage. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They run up the middle with Bush. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a gain of 35.
And there's not a quarterback in the league that will ever complain about having small receivers like a Tyreek Hill or a Cooper Kupp who can find.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Calvin Ridley from a yard out. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
What we got? Hey.
A give left side. Here's Achane. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tua going to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
35's the mic. Strip the ball.
On 2nd down, Tua. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. He's got it. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw.
He'll get that complete to Parkinson.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Right back to Achane on 2nd down.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. It's Tungavailoa from his own end zone.
That is caught, and he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 6.
Throwing now is Tungavailoa. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Mike 35, Mike 35. I'm coming.
Here's Tua.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Fielded just inside the 20. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Seahawks. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 11. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Oh, Ridley has it. What a catch.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Miami set to take over. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Go ahead. Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Hey, 4 down. Mike 35.
2 and now on 1st down. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Move. 4 down. Check. Mike 35.
Tua sets up to pass it. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
Mike 35. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Under pressure, and down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
One final try for Tagovailoa. That's going to be caught by Waddle.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40.
So the victory here for Seattle.
And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine.